Hello, I'm Alex Lockwood, and I'm the author of The Pig in Thin Air, which is part of the biography series of Lantern Books, published back in 2016 now. And so really pleased when this book came out and all of the reception it's had since. I wrote it because it was for me like a real labour of love, an exploration really of becoming an advocate for animals and then discovering kind of what kind of advocate I could be. It's not a book that was written out of sort of like 20 or 30 years experience within animal advocacy. It was very much a book about those who were coming to animal advocacy new, like I was, and finding my feet and finding my way towards my position really on the front line of advocacy for animals. And it showed me, the whole journey to write the book opened up my eyes to the conditions in which animals are kept around the world, and particularly the relationship between animals in agriculture and climate change. And the thing that we know really now, much more than we did perhaps even 5 years ago, about the impact that animal agriculture has on climate emergency and the amount of greenhouse gas emissions that come from agriculture. So The Pig in Thin Air for me was a book about like making that connection between climate change and the food we eat, or the food that most people eat around the world, although obviously many of those who are plant-based or vegan don't do that anymore. And it was also very much inspired by an individual pig. This shape on the front really came from an image, if you can see it there, about a pig who escaped from a slaughterhouse truck in China and who was then rescued, as a lot of animals who escape are, because obviously the minute they jump out of the truck, they gain some form of individuality and respect and redemption because of their desire to live. And obviously we know, most people know, that every single animal still in the truck still wants to live and has that individuality, but the majority of the world recognise only those who leap into thin air and make a run for it and hope that they can escape. And this question of individuality and individuation and who we are and what we identify as, whether that be sort of vegan, plant-based, brother, sister, bad sleeper, footballer, whatever it might be, how we're all made up as a bundle of identifications, and our identification with food is one of those strongest identifications we have, and it's one of the most difficult to unpick. And actually that's what I did in the book really. I sort of used myself, my own journey, as an example of how to unpick the story of who we are in relation to food, and therefore in relation to other animals, because the majority of the animals on this planet right now are here because that we have bred them for food, certainly in terms of land mammals. So it was a real joy to write. It's been a pleasure seeing the reception of the book and how people have read it and got in touch. And it's part of a wonderful series, which is now up to 5 books, this biography series within Lantern, that's about individual stories and taking sort of like a moment or an image or an idea and sort of really expanding upon it to tell a story. I really hope you enjoy it. I hope you buy it. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, please get in touch. Let us know what you think of it. And happy reading.